So here we are, we're at the Booth Street Bistro, which of course is in Booth Street, Annandale, and we're talking to Wayne, who is the owner and chef.
Yes,
Yes,
that's right.
owner and the chef. And this is the first interview of hopefully an ongoing series, talking to the men out the back, men and women out the back, and bringing them to the front of the shop. I first started coming to the Booth Street Bistro when they started serving lunches, so that was a couple of years ago. The steak sandwich is to die for, and lately I've been having a special, which is a bacon and egg roll with coffee. So it's a good place to come for lunch and also for dinner, and they also do breakfasts. So Wayne, I've read your website, and you've come from New Zealand, and you've cooked throughout Sydney, and you've been to China around the time of the Olympic Games. What brought you here to Annandale?
Well, what brought me here to Annadale was I decided I worked so long for someone else that I decided it was about time that I did something for myself and my wife. So
Yep.
we found this little restaurant 5 years ago, and within that time we developed menus and changed things. We got put an outside area in, and it sort of just changed the dynamics.
And why did you pick this place? What did you like about it? What?
I think it had a warm feeling about the building.
It does.
Yeah, and the room size was good.
Yep.
And the kitchen, the kitchen was very workable.
And so what do you see yourself as doing here? Like what's the sort of what sort of customer and what sort of level?
I think as we're in the inner west, and it's very local driven business. And what I try and do here is serve good quality food and make it great.
Which you do well.
Yeah.
You do well.
And you keep things simple.
Yep. Okay. And what got you into being a chef? How did you get started?
When I was about 10, my next door neighbour used to be a cake decorator, and he was an avid gardener and had a smokehouse outside. So he used to smoke his own vegetables, go fishing and smoke his own fish.
Yep.
And his cakes were always to die for. And as a kid, they used to do a Christmas cake that was the best that I've had in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So talking about cakes, and this is ultimately a cake website. What do you think? Where do cakes sort of sit in a meal? What do you think? How does a cake sort of add to a meal?
Cake, well, just depends. If you're just coming in for a coffee and cake, that's always sometimes people just want that little bit of sweetness in their coffee during the day.
Yep.
Or otherwise, cake is normally for a restaurant dessert.
Yes.
Yeah.
And does it tend to be heavy or light, or doesn't matter?
I think for your desserts, it's sometimes a lot lighter.
Yeah.
And then, during the day, people do a bit of substance to their cakes. And
so a daytime one will be heavier than a nighttime one.
That's right.
Yep. And so when you're thinking about your cake menu, what are you sort of thinking? How do you sort of work it through?
Well, you've got to think about everyone. I think gluten-free. You got to have moist cakes, slices. You just got to cover everything.
You've got to cover all bases. Yeah. And earlier this week, I had a walnut and blood orange cake here, and I've got a theory that there used to be a lot of carrot cake around, and now you don't see them. There's more.
I think
orange. Is that right, or am I?
I think that is right. But everyone loves a moist carrot cake.
They do. They do.
And I think with orange cakes, I think it's a new thing. It's we take the whole orange and we cook the whole orange in syrup.
Yes.
And use the syrup and the orange in the cake.
Right.
So, which gives it a moist and sweet.
Okay. And so, if we've gone from carrot to orange, have you got any thoughts where we'll go next?
Oh, I think it'll come back to carrot. Yeah, definitely.
You think the carrot will make it come back?
I think food goes in cycles.
Okay.
it's just going to be a new style, like modern style of carrot cake.
Okay.
Like with a caramel in it and
Yep. Yep.
stuff. So.
And so when you were telling me earlier that when you make a blood orange cake, it just happens that the blood orange is around at the moment. So
Yeah,
it's sort of,
blood orange is a fairly it's like a 6 to 8 week season, so it's pretty short.
Okay. So you've got to get in pretty quick.
And as we know, like orange is the best time for winter is the best time for oranges in Australia.
Yes.
And it needs that real cold snap to sweeten them up.
Okay. So you're sort of waiting until...
We've had a bit of a cold snap. So at the moment, we've had oranges and blood oranges that, just recently I had oranges that tasted like passion fruit, a hint of passion fruit.
Right.
And they were fantastic.
Wow. And so you get a blood orange and it tastes like passion fruit, and then you think, what am I going to...
Yeah.
What will this go with?
Yeah, that's right. And also you can do a blood orange sorbet. Take the juice and with that passion fruit, you can really taste it. If you're just doing a straight juice, it's more prominent that the passion fruit comes through.
Yes.
But when you take it into a cake, sometimes it loses a little bit of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, it seems to me to cook a cake is much more precision orientated than most other foods. Would that be right? You have a number of ingredients.
Yeah,
a number
100%.
of steps. Yeah, and if you get it wrong...
The cake can be a rock.
Yes.
It can flop in the middle.
Yes.
If you have just extra egg whites, it can taste. You can taste a little scrambly.
Like you can taste the egg in it.
Yeah. So cakes have to be. It's like most baking. Cakes have to be almost exact.
Right.
Well, exact.
Yeah. So there's not much
measurements.
Okay.
And also with the oven and stuff like that.
And have you got a favourite?
I think I have a couple of favourites. One is an orange cake.
Yeah.
It's our gluten-free orange and poppy seed.
Uh-huh.
And the other one is a pineapple cake.
Really, a pineapple cake?
Yeah.
I
love a pineapple cake.
That's extraordinary. A pineapple cake?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the pineapples are just starting to come right now.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so we're going to have to come down soon for your pineapple cake.
Yeah, indeed.
With ice cream and cream? Or
ice cream and... Well, you need something a bit softer, so, cream's always... Like a bit of clotted cream, or just so it's a little bit thick and stuff.
Well, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by today.
Yes, and thank you for informing us. It's really interesting.
Yeah, and I look forward to you coming down and trying some new cakes and all that.
Definitely. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks.